Happy, Joe?
Happy, mate.
Lovely. First off, on the goalkeeping coach situation, is there any movement there?
We're expecting it to be done today if it's not already done this morning. So hopefully, if we don't have someone in place this morning to take training, they'll definitely be here tomorrow. But I'm told it's 99.9% done.
And someone you've known in your career, someone you've worked with?
Someone I've known, but certainly not worked with, comes highly recommended, spoke to at least 6 or 7 people on him. Look forward to, hopefully, fingers crossed, it being done today.
It's such an important position in your coaching staff, isn't it?
It is, because of it's such an isolated role. The goalkeepers, certainly for the first at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour sometimes, spend most of the time with the goalkeeping coaches and do all the drills and practices that obviously that they need to make themselves prepared and ready for the weekend, before obviously coming over and spending the rest of the sessions with the full squad.
On the injury front, Jason Shackle, how's he getting on?
Okay, we didn't get results on his scan back till obviously yesterday, quite late in the day, and it looks like he's going to be out for about 4 weeks.
A bit of a blow, but Bozzy coming back last week, I know we're going to speak to him shortly. Important to get someone back, because otherwise you would be extremely short at centre half.
Yeah, we would, and I think I mentioned after the game the game that we had midweek against Scunthorpe probably did him the world of good from a conference point of view, and then obviously for him to get 60 odd minutes or whatever it was on Saturday, pleasing for him, pleasing for me, pleasing for the squad. The more minutes that we get in, the better. And then hopefully get Shaq's back, as soon as possible, and we've got some real competition.
And on Michael, he always seems like a player who gets fitter the more games he plays. That's what he needs to get his sharpness back.
Absolutely, and that was the reason to try and get the game in, like I say, in the midweek, in the build-up to it. He's had a good 2.5 weeks or so now, maybe even longer, of training, which is great, because you get minutes in terms of training minutes under your belt, but it's not quite the same as playing in games.
We've seen the 3 promoted sides from League 2 to League 1 this year not necessarily challenging in the playoff positions and having that new promotion bounce. Does that show the gap between League 2 and League 1, do you think?
I think there's a gap between all the leagues. I do. There was a lot of talk probably 5, 6, maybe even 10 years ago that there's not that much between this league and that league, but there is. Not only in terms of player-wise, but financially as well. I'm just reading something this morning that Dave Sharp was saying, the old chairman of Wigan, that there's going to be a burst at some point in the Championship. Everyone's striving to get to the Premier League and everyone's overspending. I think you just got to do it financially savvy and do it in the right way, and that's what we want to do over the next few years, certainly while I'm at the football club, where we get players at the right age, at the right time, hopefully have a little bit of success on the pitch, and eventually the club make money from a return on investment. And I think that's the best model to do, and it's a sensible model. But you're right, I think that the likes of us and the sides that, MK, you look where they are now, Tranmere this weekend, obviously very successful last year, but have found the step up. It is a difficult step up. But I think the more games you play at this level, the more sort of opportunities you get to see the other side. I think come the second half of the season, it'll be a real tell of like how strong and how quickly we can get used to playing at this level.
Tranmere last year heavily relied on James Norwood's goals and had a certain way of playing to his strengths. Have they changed their style in any way this season?
Not massively. No, not massively. I think what they've done is they've got a bit of experience in there. If you look at the middle of the park, the likes of Dans and Perkins, real experience, not just at this level, at Championship level as well. Got pace up top, so we're aware of that. They've changed the formation a couple of times to what they felt they suited them against an opposition. So we know it's going to be a difficult game, because they're the type of side that pull a performance out of the hat every now and again, and they've proved that this season. We just have to make sure that we're on the front foot, just try and start the game as well as we did on Saturday. And if you get that first goal, that really, really crucial first goal, you give yourself a platform then.
Lovely, thank you.
How's Michael O'Connor?
Yeah, okay, progressing. Hopefully we might see him back with the boys next week at some point. I think he needs to go and see the specialist again, possibly Monday. It's either Monday or tomorrow. But yeah, he seems in a good place. Spoke to him on Tuesday. He's progressing as well as probably can be expected. If we do get him back on the grass with the boys on Monday, then obviously it's going to give everyone a boost.
So have you not quite got to the bottom of it? Is it just you just need to?
No, I think it's one of them where, symptom-wise, for a while he's been pretty happy with it, and the lads have been pretty happy with it. But what we don't want to do is put him at risk of being out for further. Hopefully he'll get the green light to really kick on, because he's been doing bits on the grass, but obviously he's not coming and training with us yet, because I suppose that's the same with any injury. It doesn't matter what it is. The difference between training with the physios and the sports science lads and actually training with the first teams is a big jump.
And being without Jason Shackle for the Christmas period, it sounds like that's a big blow, isn't it? I know you've got Michael Bostwick, but you want to have a player of his experience.
Absolutely, Shaq's has done great since I've been in the football club, and obviously previous to that, but I can only speak from since I've been in, and he's been very consistent in his performances, as he was before he come off on Saturday. So the fact that he's left-sided as well, helps. There's not many left-sided centre halves out there. Obviously we've got young Max, who I see as a full-back long-term, but will be and can be more than capable of doing a job in a left-sided centre half if anything was to happen to Bozzy or Keane.
Are you going to try and develop that side of Max's game, or have you been doing as well?
Yeah, to be fair, I think he sees himself as a centre half.
Really? Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
He's a full-back for me all day long, but he's a full-back who's more than capable of stepping in at centre half as and when needed. He's certainly got the athleticism to get him out of trouble every now and again, but he could be one of those who starts as a left back, and then the more older and experienced he becomes in terms of the games that he'll get under his belt, he may slot in there. But at this moment in time, I see him as a really, really good option if anything happened to Toffs.
Tranmere have got a habit of conceding the first goal in games. Have done that a lot this season. Is that something you're going to stress to the players and try and get off to a good start and put them under?
Yeah, it'll be the same. It'll be the same with any team. But yeah, definitely. If we can get that first goal, I think stats tell us that not just us, but any side is difficult to lose the game. And I think it's as high as 75% at any level that if you score the first goal, you're unlikely to lose the game. But yeah, it is a key to any team and how you get about it and set about it. And for us to score as early as what we did on Saturday was a big boost.
Nice to get a goal from a set piece.
Yeah, it was. It was good, and it was a little bit of an irritant of mine because I kept being told that how good the club had been from set plays in the past. But for me, one, you need the delivery. Delivery's got to be spot on, and I think it was on Saturday. I thought George's delivery was very good. Two, you need to be aggressive, and savvy, and we definitely were that on Saturday. And we're going to have to be the same on this Saturday because they've got some big lads in the team.
Yeah, thanks, Michael.
Michael, first home league game for what seems like an eternity, which must be nice for you.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, the way that the games have fell, the elements, games being called off, obviously the Bury game, missing out. I think it'll be good for the players. Hopefully it'll be a big crowd. It's an opportunity to get back-to-back wins, and that's big at any level because it gives you a platform then to create a little bit of momentum. And I think if you look at the fixtures beyond Saturday, before we even get to the Sunderland game, the 4 teams that we've got are all flying high at the top of the league. So, one good opportunity for us, like I said, to get back-to-back wins, but then more importantly, look forward to a tough period.
With Tyler's goal scoring and John's performance on Saturday, last Saturday, that must give you a nice headache as a manager to have.
Yeah, and I suppose with us coming into a busy period anyway, you want your players being fit first and foremost, but obviously playing well at the same time. And you know, Tyler deserved, I suppose, the rest. He won't see it as a rest. But I've worked with a lot of young players over the years and recognised when they look a little bit fatigued and they need a little bit of a break, and I felt that was the right time for Tyler. And it was an opportunity that John took with both hands, and you could see not just what he brought to us, I suppose, in possession at times, but out of possession, breaking the play up on the halfway line, which gives everyone a breather.
With regards to the layoff we've had, do you think with some of maybe the older players like Jason, do you think that makes them slightly more vulnerable to injury when you have a great big layoff like we did? And then I mean, you can try and replicate it in training, but obviously you can't do it 100%.
Possibly. You know, they did work ever so hard in the 2 weeks. I'd be surprised if they've had a tougher 2 weeks in terms of outside of being pre-season. You know, we made sure that, you know, we wanted to hit the ground running on Saturday, and I think we did that. But possibly, I mean, obviously we've mentioned Bozzy. You know, the older players do want to. Well, I say older players. I think it's the same with all players. All players want to play and not train. You know, that if they could have a perfect life. I know as an ex-professional, I just want to play every week and not train during the week, or play 3 times a week. So the experienced players probably a little bit more so. Having said that, you know, they do enjoy and they know how to look after their bodies. So yeah, let's try and get through this period, and hopefully there won't be any more injuries, certainly to any of our defensive players, to get us through the period.
Michael, would you say games against teams like Tranmere have more of a bearing on your season than others, with them being in and around you?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. I mean, obviously, the good thing is that if you take care of the opposition, the teams that you're playing up against that are around you, you don't have to start looking to see how they've gone in elsewhere. So it is a good opportunity for us to sort of pull away from the likes of Tranmere and obviously the teams that are below us. We want to put ourselves in a position, hopefully, where we can start looking up rather than worrying what's behind us.
Michael, it's a first home Saturday league game for 10 weeks, believe it or not. How important is it that the faithful turn out to back the boys? I
think it is, and I won't be surprised if come Saturday the place is absolutely rocking, because I think everyone's missed a Saturday league game here for a while now, and it's going to feel a little bit different, and to obviously make sure that I get the name of the stadium right, so that's going to be important. You know, I don't want any slip-ups, so I'm going to have to, you know, make sure I'm going to be on my toes come Saturday before the game and after the game. But I think everyone's going to be looking forward to, like you say, it's been that long. Hopefully everyone will have their singing voices and get behind the players.
Okay, and just a quick tactical one to pick up on what Mark said. Saturday we got, I know you're not really a numbers man, but Saturday we got 11 corners, which is by far the most since you became manager, second most this season. Do you think there was any obvious reason for that, or was it just a statistical freak of that game?
I think what it was is we knew that we were coming up against a side that were going to want to have a lot of the ball. You know, you look at the midfield on Saturday, their midfield, the likes of Quinny, who's a deep midfield player, and he wants the ball going through. And we had a decision to make to either really press him really high or try and avoid them playing in between us. And I think in the first 10-15 minutes we got caught in between, but then we realised, listen, at the end of the day, that pass from Quinn deep in his own half of the field isn't going to hurt us. So what you found is all of a sudden we were counter-attacking. And I think that was what it came down to. We were really good on the day counter-attacking, and we looked like we were going to score most times when we did do.
Thank you, Mark.
Michael, first up, great to see you back on the pitch on Saturday. It must have been a relief for you to get back playing again as well.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Well, it feels like forever, but Mike, Treaders and Wackler and everyone in the medical team have done a good job to get me back, and I'm just looking forward to getting on with the season now.
How frustrating has it been, sat on the sideline, sat in the training ground watching everybody else play?
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Up until 2 weeks ago, I probably hadn't done a session with a gaffer since he's been in. So it's probably not that it's ever a good time to get an injury, but on top of that, it probably wasn't the best time.
It means you've got to come in for Jason Shackle, who's going to be missing for a while now. It must be nice knowing you're going to get a run of games though, because you seem like a player who gets his sharpness and fitness back from playing football.
Yeah, it is obviously the best way to get your fitness back by playing games, but on the other hand, it's probably not as good for the team to be coming back in losing Shacks. So it's a tough one really.
Tranmere this weekend, we've come up with them through the divisions over the last few years, it feels. What are we expecting from them? What do we know about them?
It's a tough game. It's been a tough game every time we've played them, since I've been here anyway. But we've got to take the confidence from our performance and result on Saturday and just see where we get.
How important was that result last week for the dressing room as well? Because we've seen in recent games or in recent weeks, good performances, but maybe not getting the rewards. But to get those rewards last week, how important was that?
Yeah, I think it was a massive result for everyone, the lads, the fans, everyone connected with the club. We've had good performances, as you say, but probably just lacking in the results, and I think that'll do a world of good for everyone's confidence and going into Saturday.
Did it feel like it was a game that you needed to win just for that confidence more than anything else?
Not really too. Obviously the confidence comes from winning games, but I think we had the performances there anyway. But I think we were just at a stage where we needed to win somehow, no matter the performance or whatever. So it's just good to get the 3 points, and now we can move on and look forward.
Now you're one of the longest serving players here now, which is quite remarkable. Are you still living life here at Lincoln?
Yeah, I love the club. It's a great club. Fans are amazing, week in, week out, stick by us with whatever we do. So just looking forward now to the rest of the season.
And how have you found League One this year? Have you found it to be a big challenge compared to League Two last year?
Yeah, I think the teams are averagely a lot better. There's not probably any game where you think this is a given or an easy game, but I think we started well, probably lost our way a little bit, but we're looking good.
And how have you found Michael as well as a manager?
Yeah, he's a great gaffer, great coach. The sessions we do on a daily basis, the intensity that we work at, yeah, I'm enjoying it at the minute.
Lovely, thank you, mate.
Michael, is it difficult to keep your spirits up when you've got sort of a long spell on the sidelines?
Yeah, but I think the medical team help you stay that way, and at the end of the day you're working hard to get back into the team and get back playing again.
Have things changed much at all under the new manager? I mean, every manager will want to do things differently, won't they?
Yeah, every manager has their own way of playing and their own style. It's changed a bit. We're playing a different way of football, as you can probably see, but everyone's enjoying it, so that's the main thing really.
How did it feel when you came on Saturday? You seemed to slot in quite seamlessly. What was the game like from your point of view?
Yeah, well, I'd played on Tuesday, so I think that helped a lot, because it would have been a lot different coming into a game having not played since September and straight into that, but obviously the intensity was high compared to Tuesday's game, but I enjoyed being back out there and back with the lads.
And Phil, it must have been a very satisfying clean sheet. I mean, to have lost Shaq just before half time and then to have kept a clean sheet and to have restricted them to few chances as well.
Yeah, I think that's credit to everyone though, from John and everyone who come on and the whole team. I think we worked hard as a team to do that, and I think we got what we deserved in the end.
Do you feel you still got to regain a little bit of sharpness? Will that come with games with you? Or?
Yeah, it'll come with games and training as well. I've been training for a few weeks now, so I think I'm pretty much there. So just see how it goes over the next few weeks.
And how are you feeling about the games coming up over the next month or so? It's quite a tough run of fixtures, isn't it?
Yeah, I think every game's probably tough in this league now, and Christmas is a good time. You play a lot of games in a short space of time, a lot of points to be played for, so it's an enjoyable time for everyone.
Yeah, is that a period of the season you've got to relish games in short space of time?
Well, I like playing games, prefer to play games, so personally, yeah, but I think it's a good period for everyone, nice big crowds and lots of games and lots of points to be played for.
Right, thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael, I think the fans obviously appreciate the hunger and the desire you show on the pitch. How hard is that just to maintain over that you've now played hundreds and hundreds of games in the Football League? Is that just you? That's your character?
Yeah, I think that's just what I can probably guarantee that I can bring every week. Obviously the technical side of stuff sometimes it can go missing, so as long as you give what you can give every game, I suppose you make everyone happy.
And I mean, obviously, with those hundreds of games comes maybe a few more knocks than other players, but you feel you've got plenty left in the engine?
Yeah, I think I've got a load left. I think, obviously, I've had the calf problem this year, but the work I've done, hopefully, that's the back of that now and made it stronger and hopefully see out the rest of the season now.
Is this the longest layoff you've had during your career? Or
Yeah, I think so, yeah, for a long time anyway. Yeah, it was frustrating, but it's just good to be back.